Well, this is a very good result. A hit for the feminist twats. Topshop dismantles feminism pop-up. Superb, superb. Apparently, the pop-up was up for 20 minutes before being dismantled. Publisher Penguin tweeted, "Holy shit! Feminism don't. Feminists like fashion. Feminists wear makeup, and so on and so on. All the shit that goes with it." Topshop removed an in-store pop-up in London used to promote feminism with publisher Penguin after 20 minutes. Oh, that's fantastic. That has pissed them off. Seriously, that is so good. I'm very happy to hear that. And they sound really pissed. The fashion retailer had agreed to host a pop-up with Penguin to help launch the bitches of feminists don't wear pink and other lies. Holy sweet Christmas. With products for sale supporting the UN charity Girl Up. Penguin said its team was rearing to go, but just 20 minutes later, its bubble had been burst. It had been dismantled by Topshop. Oh dear, what a shit. Whew, fantastic. Topshop said its decision was from a production and creative standpoint. Oh God. The book, which brings together ideas of feminism from 50 women, was compiled by author Scarlett Curtis, daughter of director Richard Curtis. So you see, a middle class, stuck up little bitch is able to use her father's name because he's a simp to further the nonsense that is feminism. Come on, men, when are you going to grow up? Just because your daughters need to know they live in the real world. The world is a tough place, okay, and not, women are not supposedly the only people that so-called suffer. That silly old hag, that old bitch, Bette Midler, has put out a stupid tweet saying that women are the niggers of the world. And I mean, she didn't say niggers; it was the N word, and with stars, asterisks. Um, why did she say that? Why did she say that? Why didn't she say women are the Jews of the world? I mean, that would have been just as appropriate. But she decided to use the N word. You know, saying, equating that, oh, being a black woman and being a woman. I mean, she just came out with some nonsense to quantify or try and, explain, sorry, the nonsense that she just said. Women have, for thousands of years have been badly treated. I mean, it's like the show Game of Thrones, when two feminist bitches, when they were doing the question and answer, said that, oh, it seems to me that the only people that seem to be suffering in the show quite badly are women. This is something to that effect what these silly bitches said. And to the credit of the girl, I can't remember her name. She's got quite big eyebrows, slightly unusual face. The girl one of the Stark sisters, who was sort of seemed to have separated from the main family. Anyway, she was playing one of the characters. Basically, said, "Well, actually, everybody's having a bad time. Not just the women. The guys are getting their throats cut. They're getting skinned alive. They're getting poisoned. It's not just women who are, so-called suffering badly. Everybody is, So it this is the problem, that with feminists, they see everything through one lens and don't care that there is a second lens. They're not interested in that. They're just interested purely in everything, just women and women only. And feminism is an evil ideology. It's a nasty ideology. This is an example of it. A horrible, horrible ideology. Hopefully, its time will be up within the next 50 years. People will class themselves as humanists. Okay. We need to, the word feminist needs to be dropped, and become the word which it is, which is a dirty word, and that it will be replaced with humanist. It's as simple as that. Because we're all human. We all suffered in various different ways. Women suffer from the natural things, period pains, menstruation, all the other, other things as well. It's just, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. This is not, men didn't cause this. It's not men's fault. I mean, I was just reading up on a guy called Haas, I think in America. He invented the, I don't think, did he invent the full tampon? He invented something like the tampon, in order to make it easier for his wife, because he got tired of seeing his wife. It wasn't tired. I mean, he was just distressed to see that his wife and a few of the women used just rags to control the situation that they are in, and he tried to sell the patent to various companies. They didn't want it. I think even Johnson and Johnson didn't want it, and he sold it to a German immigrant businesswoman in around 1920, 1930s, and she went on to manufacture the product with other women, and pushed it, consistently to become the product to where it is today. I think, who is it? Procter and Gambit, or whatever, Procter. They bought them out in 1997. Procter and Gamble, yes, bought them out. Anyway, let's get back to this. So it's just really nice to see that their pop-up was closed, shut down. But getting to the point of these white middle class females, these are the women that are really pushing the feminist agenda. They push this agenda via the school system, from primary school through to secondary school. The feminist agenda is in there, and it's been pushed and implemented. So these kids are getting brainwashed consistently by the feminists. They've already seen it in America. And then the LGBT community are pushing their agenda in schools as well, covertly. People have seen that agenda, or seen that already. And so this is the problem that we have today. Feminism is not relenting. It's not stopping. It refuses to capitulate. It's going to continue till they get what they want. That is to put all women in all the top jobs in all of society. So Haas invented the product for women. A woman then starts to sell the product. But it was he invented it, not a woman. Not a woman. He designed something that was better and made life more easier for women. This is what men do. They've tried to do. There are good men out there, but these feminists don't see any of them. They see men should be subservient to women. Period. Because women are the, Lewis Hamilton has stated, women are the most beautiful things in the world, and women know that. That's what men think of them, and they use that to their advantage every single day. Every single day. But in the meantime, we get insulted. Men get consistently insulted. And we as men, real men, not the soya boys or the manginas, or the male feminists, they accept this insult that's put in front of them and say, oh yes, women are so oppressed in the Western world. So oppressed. Every day they moan about something. Complete nonsense. I'm seeing I saw a video broadcast from somebody else about a female financial executive or somewhere in the city complaining doesn't have any kids, she's working 80-hour a week, or this kind of nonsense, and she's now seems to be desperately looking to try and have a children, or maybe not. I mean, she's in her 30s and she's just complaining. Oh, sudden she's now supposedly taken all the workload of a guy whose wife has had a child, and he's going to take the maternity leave off for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it is, and can she take his workload that he's got, blah blah blah. It's just excuses upon excuses upon excuses. And life is what it is. Everything that you see around has been invented by men. And yet an Italian professor made the statement that physics was built by men, and he is now suspended. I think the university has suspended him. The Kearns, CERN, the people who did who discovered the big Higgs boson, or what we call it, they have made it clear he's now suspended from any experiments to do with them, from his lecture that he gave in front of a majority of female young physicists, and they got hacked off with his talk, and he's been suspended. So he's going to lose his job. And if by any chance he's able supposedly to survive, they will campaign to get him out of his job, unless he stands fast and he's not gonna be bullied out of his job, and fight back. I want to see him fight back. Okay, we cannot step down. Look at Jordan Peterson, a man who takes no nonsense from anybody. He stands his ground. Men need to be like this today. We've got to stand our ground against this evil sexist behaviour from feminists. This nonsense that women cannot be sexist. This stupid nonsense that black people cannot be racist. What bullshit. They brought this narrative out to deliberately shut the person down. Black people can't be racist. Women can't be racist, which is nonsense. They just come out with these things straight away, and in the hope that people will now use this constantly when someone says, talks about women who are derogatory to men, and then a guy will say, well, that's sexist. No, it's not true. Women can't be sexist. And then they talk about nonsense, how the suffrage of women has made it to the point that women cannot be sexist. It's just rubbish. Anyway, let's continue. This is just nicely pure enjoyment. Planning for the pop-up to coincide with the launch took months. Oh, sorry. Planning for the pop-up to coincide with the launch took months. Oh dear. What a shame. And it got Penguin Books have replied, for anyone hoping to visit the pop-up after a huge amount of work on this groundbreaking partnership, we assembled our stand this morning and were rearing to go. However, just 20 minutes later, it had been dismantled by Topshop. Well done, Topshop. You came to your senses and see that feminism is not something to be supporting. In the planning stage, she said, there was no indication that executives on either side were unhappy with the partnership. After hearing that the promotional space had been torn down, Miss Curtis said it was heartbreaking and shocking. I'm assuming that it's got to be something similar to her voice. I mean, she's this is her. This is Curtis's daughter. There she is. Typical hoity-toity little, and there she is there. Yeah, with her sort of washed out pink hair. Is that supposed to be strawberry pink hair? But there she is there, riding off the coattails of her father. Here we go. And so she's ready to talk nonsense on Twitter. I'm not allowed to say much on this right now, but let's just say I'm heartbroken and the patriarchy is still alive and kicking. Pink, not green. At hashtag pink, not green. Let's see what that nonsense is about. Oh, right, okay. Outraged that a pop-up at Topshop promoting feminists don't wear pink by at Scar Curtis was dismantled hours before opening. The high street store has refused to comment because it's nonsense. It's just complete bollocks. But let's get back to it. Despite making the decision to dismantle the pop-up, a spokesperson for the high street retailer apologized and said it would make a donation for 25 grand to the city, to the Girl Up charity. Well, there you have it. So they dismantled it. They've coughed up 25 grand. What's the problem? They got what they wanted. They got what they achieved. But no, you see, they wanted to have this stand to try and brainwash and indoctrinate young girls who are who are coming to that store, and to entice, try to push the feminist agenda, which they're doing every single day. But they're now in the shops, a terrorist organization in the shops of high streets to try and push the feminist agenda. But at the last moment, well, 20 minutes later, they get booted out on their backsides. We are sorry. This in no way reflects our stance on feminism. We continue to fully support the sentiment of the book. Scarlett, Curtis, feminism and equality. Oh, Jesus. And this is the woman, Naomi. Spell it backwards. It's I moan. Yes, I moan. So Naomi, if you spell it backwards, I moan. IMOAN. I moan. Colthurst, a commissioning editor at Penguin, tweeted the decision by Topshop was proof, if proof were needed, about how much work is still needed to make feminism accessible for everybody. Who's everybody? Who is the everybody? What, men? Real proper geezers with big balls? Why do they need feminism? Why do they need to be brainwashed with feminism? Real men have taken the red pill and they see what feminism is, the evil doctrine of feminism. Okay. I believe that we are heading towards 1984. That is what feminism is about. Pure control. If you don't aspire to the feminist ideals, you will be locked away and punished. Plain and simple. It's about total control. Power corrupts, but feminists are not interested in that. They want that power. They want that control. All the things that men have produced for women, all the inventions, they're not interested in. They don't care. Why? Because they automatically have said, these are for, this is for women anyway. Anything that men produce, women automatically assume ownership of. As simple as that. Topshop, owned by Sir Philip Green's Arcadia Group, has been criticised on Twitter for the U-turn. Of course it has. Faye Franklin. Unbelievable. Young women should seriously consider spending their money elsewhere. If at Topshop, buckles the moment daddy wags his finger disapprovingly. Of course he's going to wag his finger disapprovingly because Sir Philip doesn't take nonsense, knows it's a load of bollocks, and he probably didn't approve of it in the first place and said, take the bloody thing down. I'm not having that nonsense in my house. That's probably what happened. Philip C doesn't take any nonsense at all. And he's probably said, get that, why is that nonsense in my shop? Get it out. I'm not having that rubbish feminism. Nonsense. Superb. Penguin Books have tweeted as well. Oh yeah, we've seen that nonsense. And then we got Nikki. Come on, Topshop. You should know better than this. You know, how dare you? How dare you shut down feminism? A feminine, a feminist gathering. How dare you? How dare you shut them down in the shop that you own, Sir Philip Green? How dare you? This shows you are a pure misogynist. So much hard work goes into these pop-ups. Really, so much hard work goes into these pop-ups. So why is it okay? Because shit, let me see. Why is it okay to dismantle this less than 30 minutes after it was put up? Well, as I was going to say, shit happens. That's how it goes. Oh, this is just fantastic. Are we? Oh, so the publishing house said it was looking for alternative venues to host the pop-up. That'll be interesting. Let's see where they stumble to. And put up their nonsense. 2 male runners die after Cardiff half marathon. Wow. So here we go. Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker, a hit with fans after first episode. So here we go. I mean, talking about Doctor Who quickly, don't care. I stopped watching Doctor Who quite a long time ago, even if when it came out for the first episode. And then when the other guy, a couple of guys, I can't remember his name, the Scottish geezer, he was quite good. I watched one or two, but I sort of lost interest in Doctor Who after that. The greatest Doctor will still be the great and mighty Tom Baker. And so here we have it. Topshop dismantles feminism pop-up. Wow. I'm very glad about that. I'm sure that Sir Philip Green had the say and said, get rid of the bloody nonsense. What's it costing us to have all this rubbish? I mean, just look at that. This is the point, that feminism isn't about equality. It never was about equality. Their agenda is, in the long term, is world domination. That's it. That's what feminism about, is world domination. They want to dominate this world, period. And to put, I mean, men are already at work as it is, dying at the workplace for the sake of women. 93% of workplace deaths are men. Over 80% of suicides are men. Prostate cancer is now the third biggest killer in the United Kingdom, with breast cancer pushed into fourth place. And breast cancer gets double the money for research and development than prostate cancer does. Even though prostate cancer is there are more deaths in that than breast cancer. You can reel these statistics off every single day. But the feminist movement will never accept it. That's their mantra. Never accept anything unless it follows the narrative of the bitches in the feminist movement. So, well done, Topshop. Well done, Sir Green. Really happy that you've gave those feminists their marching orders. Thank you very much, and good night.